I can't wait to show you my toys.
Hey everybody, this is D Hunter bringing another action figure review. Today we're looking at the Batman Day exclusive 2019 Mezco 112 cloth soft goods action figure 2-pack with Black Mask versus the Sovereign Knight Batman. So like I said before, this was a Batman Day exclusive. It released at Mezco.com at a certain time, and this thing is quite expensive. It's $150 plus shipping plus tax, and this thing sold out in just a couple of minutes. I was happy to get mine. I was in a meeting at work with a couple of people, and I really couldn't politely break away very quickly. Luckily, they wrapped it up in 90 seconds or so after the time, and I was able to get my purchase in. First time we've gotten Black Mask in this line. This is the 4th Sovereign Batman that we'll be able to have. Looks really, really cool. I really love the Batman Rogue, so I'm happy to add another one to our group. Let's check out the packaging here. So as you can see, 112 collecting, pose, play, display. Got a little Mezco logo up here, Mezco exclusive. Batman, Sovereign Knight, DC. Batman, Sovereign Knight, and Black Mask. This is the second 2-pack that I believe Mezco's ever released. We had the Dark Knight Returns Battle Damage Batman and the Battle Damage Mutant Leader a couple years ago, which was a great set and gave it a great diorama piece. On the side here, Batman, Sovereign Knight, Black Mask, nice little logo of his face. Mezco toys. The other side, exact same thing. On the top, 112. On the bottom, we do have a barcode in case anybody needs that, as well as a bunch of credits. And then on the back, simply a picture of Black Mask, which is pretty cool. So no further ado, let's pop this bad boy open. Well, here's the package as it was left on my doorstep. Should be 2 of these, 2-packs inside of here. Always love the presentation Mezco uses. The tape even has their logo and slogan. And I'm telling you, the presentation Mezco gives you is just a joy. Look at the inside of this. Around the bubble wrap, they taped part of their logo on here, just sort of sealing it together. Always fun to open a Mezco package. And then here we go, finally inside. Got a sticker with a little Mezco guy. Got advertisement for what appears to be the 112 Harley Quinn. I definitely got that on pre-order. And then here we go. 2 of these sets. Can't wait to check them out. And then of course, whenever you order from Mezco.com, they always send you some free Mezit in there. Alright, now that we got the 2 of these out of the box, here they are in front of me. One of these is never going to have the plastic removed from it. The tape seal will never be broken. It's going to stay in my completely unopened Mezco 112 Batman collection. And of course, one of them we're going to open and enjoy. And then here it is in front of my Batman-related comics with the other unopened Mezco figures. Unfortunately, it's a little bit too deep to actually fit on the shelf. It's going to have to be stored elsewhere, just like the Gordon set next to it. And you can see some of the other Mezco releases on the shelf here. Alright, let's continue our journey to open this one up. So next, here he is with his plastic removed. Getting ready to dig in. So the first thing I'd like to point out is bigger box, 2 individually packaged 112 figures inside. Alright, well now that we got the 2 individually packaged figures out of the 2-pack, here they are sitting in front of us. For the Batman one, we've got the Batman logo on the front, looking pretty cool. Nice sort of gray and black. And on the back side you can see Batman standing there in the city. Sort of gray, black and white, sort of comic looking. And then here, Black Masks, we've got his face on the front. And on the back, Black Mask just standing in the city. Do like this coloring they use. Definitely is appropriate for these figures. There's a lot of black and gray on them. And then here are the 2 figures out of their boxes with the clamshells there. You also get some instructions on how to use Black Mask Briefcase. And then here they are with the first layer of plastic removed, exposing the figures. And then here they are with the next layer removed, exposing some more goodies. And here they are with the next layer removed, The whole point of this is just showing you how extensive and elaborate their packaging is. It's a pleasure and routine going through this every time. Alright, well now they got these guys out of the package. Here they are with all their accessories laid out, and they come with quite a bit. Looks like they both got the baggie for their accessories, the elaborate display stand. Batman looks like he's a total of 10 different interchangeable hands, 2 different heads, a grapple launcher with 3 different grapple attachments, a disruptor, 10 small batarangs, 1 large batarang, and then of course we've got Black Mask. He's got his baggie, his elaborate display stand. He's got a briefcase that lights up and has cool features. And look, batteries are included. Thank you. He's got a total of 6 interchangeable hands. He's got a SMG type machine gun with a removable clip and a second clip. Has a blast effect. Then he has a pistol with a removable clip and an extra clip. Wow, quite a bit. Mezco always makes these really eloquent figures. But before we take a look at their accessories, let's check out the actual figures. So this is not the first Sovereign Knight Batman. There's going to be a lot of familiarity here. It's got the shorter eared cowl, like the design, the sculpt on his sort of brow there, giving it some personality. You can see he's got the bat emblem here in its oval, but it's pretty much everything is black on this guy. His belt, his suit. He's got nice little abs, all kind of lines and armor pieces on the suit. Very nice over here. Overall, this guy looks great. You can see you can attach his grapple to his belt. His cape is different material on either side. Looking pretty nice. Eager to compare him with the other Sovereign Batmans. And then, of course, we've got Black Mask. Brand new Bat Rogue from Mezco. Looking great. I mean, look at his face. It's scary. It's like a skull. I mean, look at his teeth. As you can see on his suit, black jacket, black vest, black tie, black shirt. He's got very subtle pinstripes on his suit. It's a pinstriped gangster suit. I like it a lot. You can see he's got the gloves on, and you can see there's flesh above that. You know, just dress up suit, pants, shoes. I absolutely love suited figures. And absolutely love suited villains from my Batman world. And then here they are with all the removable parts detached. As you can see, Black Mask's head can pop off. He doesn't come with another head, which I really wish he did. Maybe a Roman Sionis head, that would have been really nice. But I'm very happy with everything they've given us. Alright, well let's go ahead and look at Batman and his accessories first. So first of all, he comes with a little Mezco 1/12 baggie where you can keep all of his accessories and extra hands so they don't get lost. Then he also comes with this really nice display stand here. It has a lot of articulation and different hinging and joints. It can rotate around, and it has these 5 wires. So you could have Batman gripped in here with his cape outstretched like he's gliding down. It's a pretty cool thing. I'm just not a huge stand guy. I like my figures to be displayed just standing on the shelf. Now let's take a look at the rest of Batman's accessories. And he does come with quite a bit. Let's go ahead and start off with the hands. Here he is wearing his 2 fisted hands, getting ready to fight somebody. And then here he is with his open hands. These are sort of his relaxed fit. They could be right after he threw a batarang. They can also be good for touching or pressing something. And they do work pretty good for him sitting at the computer, pressing buttons and whatnot. And then here he is wearing his batarang throwing hands. As you can see, they're almost fully closed. There's a small little slit in them to hold a small batarang. And then here he is with his trigger finger hands. These here are going to be the appropriate hands for holding his grapple or disruptor. And then here he is with his standard semi-open or gripping hands. These here are usually the hands I use for my default ones, as they can easily double up as a fist, and they can hold the majority of his weapons. Next, let's look at his batarangs. He has 1 large batarang and 10 smaller batarangs. Next, let's look at one of his smaller batarangs. It's silver, no real extra sculpt detail, and it's pretty small. And then here he is holding one of his smaller batarangs in his batarang gripping hand. And And then here he is as he's getting ready to toss a batarang at somebody. And then here he is immediately after he released the batarang. Next, I'd like to look at his larger batarang here. As you can see, it's got quite a bit of texture on the silver part. It's got some black and silver paint, and it's got a little bit of some bat emblem sculpted in the center there. And then here he is holding his larger batarang, getting ready to throw it at someone or something. Next, let's look at his Disruptor. As you can see here, it's got a nice handle with a trigger inside of there. You can see in the front part, it's got some nice detail inside of this area here, and in addition to that, that area is removable. And then here he is holding his Disruptor with this trigger holding hand. As you can see, fits very nicely with this accessory. Next, let's look at his bat Grapple. As you can see here, it has 3 different blast accessories. We've got just the hook, then the hook with a rope extended, and then a completely straight away version of that. And as you can see here, it does a pretty nice job being able to attach to the back of his belt. Really do like a functioning utility belt for Batman. And once again, you can see him holding his bat Grapple using his trigger finger hand, and it works pretty nice with this accessory. Here he is with his arm outstretched, getting ready to grapple. And as you can see, here he is with his straight wire attached. It's attached here at the base, and you can see the grapple at the other end here. And then we also have the attachment with the loose string, which can be held tight to act like he's grappling up, or really wrap around somebody, do kind of whatever you want to do with this thing. And now let's look at his 2 heads. As you can see, one's with the mask on, one with the mask off. Mask on has some nice sculpting around the brow, has shorter ears, looks a little bit angry with his mouth. And then Bruce Wayne head, must just say, it looks pretty fantastic all around. Here he is wearing his masked head. And then here he is with his unmasked head, looking pretty good. So next, let's look at all of Black Mask's accessories. Briefcase, machine gun, pistol, extra clips, blast accessory, 6 hands, briefcase, stand, baggie, batteries, etc. So Black Mask himself, he also comes with one of these baggies. Kind of surprised he gave us 2. I figured one would be enough to keep all these accessories. He also comes with a stand, a little bit less elaborate than Batman's. It doesn't have the wires to hold a cape up, as he doesn't have a cape. I might hang up this bottom part in the back of my Black Mask shelf. And here it's hinged and articulated just like Batman's was. And here he is with his 2 fisted hands, like Black Mask has ever needed an excuse to punch somebody. Here he is with his 2 trigger finger hands. It is definitely appropriate because he came with 2 guns to be able to hold them both at the same time. And then here he is with his right hand being a semi-open gripping hand and his left hand completely open. Maybe he's trying to slap somebody. Maybe this is him touching his briefcase. I'm guessing that this gripping hand can hold his briefcase and probably cannot hold his weapons very well. Here he is with his machine gun. As you can see, it's mostly black, got a little bit of gray sort of wash to it. It looks pretty good. The sculpt is nice. The blast accessory looks cool. So does the extra clip. I will say in the extra clip you can even see the bullet in the top there. Pretty nice little feature. And then of course, if Black Mask runs out of bullets, simply take the machine gun, remove the clip, take the new clip, and put it inside. And then here he is holding his machine gun. He can hold it with either one hand, or he can hold it with 2 hands with his left hand supporting the barrel. And then here he is with his blast accessory attached, looking pretty darn good. And this is definitely 100% the same sculpt and mold that was used for the Joker's machine gun. I wouldn't be surprised if this was included with a John Wick or Punisher figure as well. Next, let's look at his pistol and its removable clip. As you can see, we got some nice paint detail, got texture on the handle, got some silver, got some black. Of course, you want to take out the clip, bam, pull it out. You can see the bullet inside of there. You can take the other clip, pop it right inside. And as you can see, here he is holding his pistol. And if you want him to, he can hold both his weapons at the same time. And his blast accessory does work with the pistol as well. So next, I'll check out his briefcase. As you can see, the 3 batteries were included. Let's go ahead and pop those in there. So if you pop open the back side of the briefcase, there is place for each of the 3 batteries. Then here's a quick look at the briefcase. You can see some of the detail, the different lines on the front, as well as the back. The handle itself is hinged. I can go forward and back. And then now that I have the batteries in here, if you go ahead and open up the briefcase, it does light up, and honestly, looks pretty damn impressive. Here's how it looks in the dark. It definitely has a greener tint than what you're seeing here. Overall, this is definitely the coolest accessory that came with this set. This thing is something else. This is going to really enhance your action figure world. I can think of a ton of different uses for this thing. And then here he is holding his briefcase, get ready to transport some nasty stuff. And then here is his briefcase in the center next to many different briefcases for my action figure collection. And then the free Mezits that I got this time is a solid black, little small figure. And then here are all the different Mezits I've gotten free over the years. Even though I've got 2 black ones with a white Mezco logo on them, this all black one is a little bit different. Now that we've taken a very good look at their accessories, next let's check out the height of these figures. So Batman here, from bottom to top, is sitting at about 6.5 inches. Black Mask here is almost the same size, I'd say maybe about 6.4 inches. Next, let's check out their articulation, starting with Batman. So as you can see here, his head can go from side to side, no problem. It can look down that far, which is pretty nice, and up about that far. Shoulders on a ball joint, then go out a little bit more 90 degrees, up, down, around. Just watch the creasing of the outfit there. His elbows single jointed, pretty sure. And they don't have a swivel of any kind. His wrist can swivel around, and of course it's hinged as well. He does have some sort of ball joint here. It can go forward and back. It can swivel as well. Then lower. Doesn't feel like there's anything there. His legs go out about a full 90 degrees, no problem. Forward about that far, back really not at all. Looks like possibly double joint knees, but they sure don't go back a super whole lot more than 90 degrees. He's got a swivel where the boot starts. Then his foot here, of course, it can go up and down. It can rock, and it can rotate from side to side. And then next, let's look at Black Mask's articulation. So of course, his head here, it can go from side to side. Now there's no articulation at the base of the neck, only simply at the bottom of the neck. It does allow him to go forward and back as well. Shoulders go at about 90 degrees, ball joint in there. Arms go up, a little bit obstructed by the cloth. It really can't push much higher than this. I mean, the sculpt is not preventing it, but the cloth. Single jointed elbows, and mine are so tight it makes me nervous every time I use them. And then a swivel right here. Just make sure you have it lined up right. If you don't, you'll probably snap it. And it's a wrist, it can swivel around, and it's hinged as well. He does have ab articulation behind here, go from side to side, and doesn't really go forward and back very much. I believe there's a waist swivel below that. It's a ball joint as well, go forward with back and rotate. His legs, they probably go out a lot more than this, but the pants will sort of obstruct him from going further. Go forward about that far, back about that far. Definitely double joint knees. Go back quite a bit. Then his foot here, it can rotate around, go up and down, and it can rock and tilt and rotate a little bit. And it is kind of hard to tell for certain because you can't see the actual plastic, but as far as reuse goes, I'm pretty sure each of these guys uses the same core body. Next, let's go ahead and check these guys out compared with some other action figures. I'm going to go ahead and start off comparing the Black Mask. Here he is next to all the different Black Mask figures in my collection. These are all the 6 and 7 inch Black Mask figures that I have, and I'm pretty sure all of them they've ever made. As you can see, the Arkham Origins one on the far right by DC Direct and DC Collectibles is by far the tallest. And then the Secret Files and Origins by DC Direct is next in height. And I'd say this guy is pretty on par with the Mattel DC Universe Classics Black Mask. Each one of these brings something different to the table, and I do appreciate all the different looks. I think it's a strong possibility that Mezco might re-release this Black Mask with a different color suit in the future as a single, more basic release. Time will tell. And here he is with some Arkham Origins style custom Black Mask thugs or henchmen. Most of these are made out of wrestling figures. Here he is in a little torture scene as he's threatening this cop who's tied up, asking which weapon he'd like him to use on him. And you can see the dead cops lying around. This Black Mask is definitely a cop killer. And then here's Black Mask next to one of each of the different Batman DC rogues they've made so far. Mutant Leader, Joker, Harley Quinn, Black Mask, Deathstroke, and Catwoman. Even though we know they're making a classic Harley Quinn in the near future, we're not aware of any new character Bat Rogues coming. We have no idea what the next one will be. I personally would love to see Riddler, Penguin, or Two-Face. Nice cloth suit. Could be really cool with those guys. And then here he is next to each of the different Bat Rogues that I've accumulated so far. You might notice that Diabolic's here, and he's not necessarily a Bat Rogue, but I use him as a thief or two in my Gotham City. The only one I don't have, and I'm still kind of bitter about it, is the Deluxe Joker. Still on the wait list, but realistically, it's never going to convert at this point. And here's this Batman next to all the different Sovereign Knight Batmans they've released. You can see this guy here, the standard release, is the only one that doesn't have the oval around his bat signal. These guys are each different in their own unique ways. I mean, this guy's all black, as is the Onyx Batman, but the Onyx one is quite a bit shinier. Overall, each one of these brings something different to the table, and I love it. And then here he is next to one of each of the different kinds of Batman they've made. We've got a Dark Knight Returns Batman. We've got a DC Cinematic Universe Batman. Batman Beyond Batman, Ascending Knight Batman, and then the Sovereign Knight Batman. Next one they're releasing, I believe, is going to be the Supreme Knight Batman early next year. Next, let's check them out compared with some other Mezco action figures and my entire Mezco collection. And then we'll check them out compared with several different action figure brands and lines to see how they fit in both scale and style-wise. And then here are these two guys next to the four most recently released Mezco figures that I have. From left to right, we've got Diabolic, the newer modern Joker, Sovereign Knight Batman, Black Mask, Gordon, and PX Sovereign Knight Batman. And then here they are next to my entire collection of Mezco figures. These are pretty much all Batman related. One could possibly argue that Superman from Batman vs. Superman is not Batman related, but it's from Batman vs. Superman, as well as Diabolic, who I use as a thief in my Gotham City. And here's a slightly better aerial shot of all the Mezco figures. Starting to get quite an army. Next, let's check them out compared with some other brands of action figures. Here they are next to some DST or Diamond Select Toys figures. Here they are next to some McFarlane Toys action figures. And here next to some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. And here they are next to some NECA action figures. And here they are next to some Mattel wrestling figures. And then here they are next to some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse figures. And here they are next to some Mafex action figures. And then here they are next to some Hasbro Marvel Legends action figures. And here they are next to some SH Figure Arts action figures. So overall I'm going to say I like these two figures quite a bit. And they're not without their flaws, but their pros far outweigh their cons. You can see my Black Mask here, he's got kind of a rip on the back. This part here is sticking up, I can get that pushed down over time, but it's ever so slightly ripped in there, which is just a little bit annoying. I would have liked Black Mask to have had two gripping hands instead of just trigger hands. Not a very big deal. Batman here is only the short-eared cowl. He doesn't have as many heads as some of the other releases, but he sure costs every bit as much. So these guys here, I mean, their detail is amazing. Their articulation could be better, that is for sure. Particularly on Black Mask, they've gotten their use out of this body. Their accessories are absolutely amazing. I mean, the way they look, their display options are great. So if I were to rate these figures, I'd go ahead and give this set an 8 out of 10. A little bit biased because it's a brand new Bat Rogue from Mezco, which really is what I want. This figure set is rare. It's expensive. It is going to go up in value. That is for sure. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add it in the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.